Hello, I'm Triana, and thanks for joining me today at this great event at the Pleasant Hill Public Library. Today, we'll be meeting some creative gardeners with a twist. They will be making terrific tiny terrariums, like a ship in a bottle, but these are living and breathing. Let's go check it out.
Those big library books.
I know. We need to get into that.
We are having a really engaging evening here at the Maker Monday at the library.
And what do you find so fascinating about these tiny terrariums?
We love the fact that they are succulents and good for the drought, and also you don't have to water them, so we don't have to have a green thumb to keep them alive.
So, speaking of green thumbs, do you have any experience with gardening?
Just a bit. We've grown a $50 tomato on our balcony.
My husband made a tiered garden in our backyard with vegetables.
Ooh.
Good to have small gardens and to grow your own fruit and vegetables, because then you know for sure that there's no pesticides on them, and it saves you money, and it's therapeutic to do gardening. I would. Oh, maybe. She might be.
Well, it starts at 10, and there's a lot of kids' activities in the morning, and they're doing tours.
And I tell people about it. Yes, and you should know that. I just show you. I use it her whole life. So, like, I can do it too. And then I started just much of
Also places like the Exploratorium. So it's a great thing for families.
You know what? That's perfect. That is perfect. So maybe I'm at number 43. So how you plant it is you can take a little popsicle stick and dig a little hole and then just put the stem right down inside there. You might want to dump some of that out. Well, how many scoops was that? 3. Yeah, so maybe just...
Juliet, why do you think gardening is important?
Because it helps save the earth,
So what do you like about this event?
that you can plant succulents,
Ah, succulents. Why do you think succulents are important?
because they can store water.
I'm here with Anna. Can you tell me something about what you're doing here today?
Sure, yeah, we are making tiny, terrific terrariums. And what we're doing, these are succulent plants. A succulent is a plant that stores water in its tissues and its leaves or stem typically. And these plants are adapted to thrive in very low water. So they will do great in a terrarium where they're not going to be watered very often. These succulents also, they can propagate or grow new baby plants really easily. So this is just a cutting. What we did was we just snipped a piece of this plant off a larger plant. This is its stem, but believe it or not, in just a few days it will start to grow tiny little roots. We just filled up this terrarium halfway with soil, and then you just stick the stem right into the soil, and the tiny bit of moisture in the soil will signal to the plant to start to grow root hairs, and then it will establish a whole new plant. So succulents are really cool, and they're really popular right now, but I think that what I like about them, I think they look cool, but they're also plant survivors, so they can carve out a niche in an environment where other plants would not survive. So they are plant survivors. Well, I think it's really important for kids to and people to know about the variety of plants that can grow in California. Succulents do really well in California, and hopefully we inspire them to get curious about succulents and maybe even plant some in their home gardens, because what's neat about succulents is that they don't require a lot of water. So if you're interested in doing like a lawn to garden conversion or reducing the amount of water that is used in your home landscape, these make excellent choices.
Anna is from the Ruth Bancroft Garden. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
I told you how much I love succulents, and the Ruth Bancroft Garden is a garden that is, what makes us unique is that our entire collection are adapted to survive in low water conditions. So we have many succulents, including cactus and agaves, aloes, other plants that store water in their leaves or stems. And it's a really interesting place. It's the creation of a woman named Ruth Bancroft, who, when she was 64 years old, decided to plant her succulent container collection in the ground. So she began her garden in 1971 when she was 64 years old, and she is going to turn 109 in September. She's still alive and lives in her home behind the garden. So her garden is the creation of her vision of what a succulent garden could be. And she started with tiny little plants. Like these plants that these kids are growing today are really small. Ruth almost never planted something that was larger than a 1-gallon container, so that would have been about this big. So even these California fan palms, the only palm that's native to California, now they're 30 feet in the garden, but she planted them from plants that were probably just that high. So I think it would be neat for the folks that are here today planting their tiny terrariums to come out to the garden and see what these plants can do in a landscape situation. So. Well, actually, the Pleasant Hill Library, they approached us about doing a partnership, and we agreed to come out here and host this event, and we're hosting an event at the garden in just a couple days. It's part of our Waterwise Wednesdays series, and Waterwise Wednesdays happens once a month on the second Wednesday of each month, and we focus on a different aspect of sustainable gardening practices.
Tell me about this Sculpture in the Garden event.
Oh, certainly, yeah. That's this is our 23rd year doing this Sculpture in the Garden show, and we ask sculptors and different artists using various media to come and showcase their work in the garden. The show starts on June 17th and runs this year all the way to August 13th. So you can come and see both the beautiful plants and these amazingly sculptural plants in our garden, and also some whimsical and beautiful sculptures as well. So it's a fun event. You can come out and you're welcome to picnic in the garden. So if you bring a small picnic, you can stay a while. So.
What's your name?
My name is Sophia.
Why are you here tonight?
Oh, because I just want to grow plants. Plants are really important for the environment.
And why do you think plants are so special?
Because some animals eat them to survive. Sometimes they give us oxygen.
Have you had any experience with gardens yourself?
I have lots of gardens in my house.
You get some soil in there. Okay, that's probably good. There we go. We just need a little. You want to be able to see your plants and your guy in the window. Okay? So what you'll do, here are 3 little plants in here. And so with your popsicle stick, you'll just make a little for the stem. And what's amazing is that these plants will grow roots right from their stem. This one actually has some roots already, so you can find a little hole for that. But look at this. This is just the stem. So believe it or not, in a few days, it will start to grow roots just from the stem. Wow. Yeah.
Why do you think gardening is important?
Because it helps the earth.
And what is your favorite part about this event?
That you get to pick a little character and put it into your plant.
We have a few at the table over there, I think.
Why are you guys at this event today?
I like plants
And why do you think plants are important?
because they give us oxygen.
Without them, we would probably die.
So do you guys have any gardens at home?
Yeah.
Oh, what do you grow in your garden?
Flowers. We're gonna grow tomatoes and basil.
We're here with Will. He is the library assistant who helped coordinate this event. So, what is this all about?
So this is part of our Maker Monday series. Every month on the second Monday we have an event where the community gets to come out and they get to make with us. And we chose this month to theme it on terrariums. So we had a partnership with the Ruth Bancroft Gardens for them to come out and kind of showcase what they do there and build their own terrarium.
So, why do you think this event is important?
It's important because it brings people to the library, brings community together, and it showcases some kind of STEAM education. So in this case, it's biology. They get to see what plants do, how to put plants into a terrarium, and it just gives them a little bit of education. The people at Ruth Bancroft Gardens were talking about what goes into a succulent garden.
And how does this benefit the children that come here?
It exposes them to more stuff that they might not have been exposed to before. It gives them hands-on education with building their own succulent terrarium.
Would you mind telling me what you're doing here tonight?
We're making these plant things, like plantatoriums, I think. Terrariums, yeah.
Why do you think this event is important?
I think it will help kids learn how to grow plants.
This has been a fun night. We've learned a whole lot about plants, especially succulents. Even though California is out of the drought, it's still important that we conserve water, and succulents are a great way to do that. They make the garden look beautiful and they conserve water at the same time. I'm Izzy, and this has been a great night. I'll see you next time.